Did you shave?
Yeah, I shaved
When did you shave?
a while ago.
You look a lot better, Tom.
Thanks.
Hello everybody, are you guys ready for the last day of APUSH? Why the hell do you keep on standing up?
Oh, sorry, sir.
It's the last day, haven't you learned? Sit down. Also, why do you keep on calling me sir?
Yo, this isn't India. You don't have to respect teachers here.
Okay class, first I'm going to discuss today's agenda, which, as usual, nobody actually cares about.
True that.
Hey, shut up, Gaurav. Okay, today in APUSH we're going to be covering the 1990s, a very historic time in the United States. In fact, Viagra was actually invented in this decade, kids.
Nice. That stuff is so useful to me. I heard they had a buy one get one deal at Walmart the other day, so I stocked up.
Sorry, you forgot to take roll.
Darn you for making me do my job. What do I think about Gaurav Desale? Good question, I'm glad you asked. Gaurav is a very interesting student. He came from the far east-west country of India. I would say every day Gaurav comes into class and he's a huge pain in the ass. Sorry, I mean he's a huge joy in that. And he really helps make our classroom better. Alright, Sahil?
Here.
Sambhav?
Here.
My favorite student. Gaurav Desale?
Yeah.
Matthew?
Here, yo, what's up?
Okay. Alright, Lamia Kandokar?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is Lamia Kandokar here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. I almost mispronounced it. Alright, Gaurav Shukla?
Here.
Ayush Sharma?
Here.
Wait, you said you're Ayush and Gaurav? Oh, actually you two are basically the same person, so that makes sense. Same grades. Is Ethan here? No. Okay, that's not very surprising.
Oh, well, we were supposed to interview Ethan, but he isn't here.
Sweet new Gibson.
Well, I guess I should start teaching now. So there were several key events in the 1990s. One event I believe we should discuss is the August 1990 invasion of Nigeria.
Wait, what are you talking about? Nigeria wasn't invaded in the 1990s. The Gulf War took place in early August 1990 when Saddam Hussein led Iraq to invade and occupy the nation of Kuwait. The United States, along with other Western nations in NATO, led operations against Iraq and eventually forced the Iraqi forces to surrender. This caused tensions to proliferate in the Middle East, especially in Iraq, and led to conflicts such as the 2003 War of Iraq. I actually read the textbook for once, over the weekend.
Pretty sure it was Nigeria. But,
I honestly don't know how Mr. Nonholt is a teacher. He doesn't know the first thing about American history, or much about anything for that matter.
Alright, on the topic of terrorists, this is the perfect segue to the Oklahoma City bombings. Now, can anyone give me a brief background on the OKC bombings? Yeah, you.
Well, looking back at the greatest catastrophes of the United States, I'm sure we can all say that the OKC bombings was easily one of the most disastrous and will always be known to be the one that started it all. Two men named Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols, the two men responsible for the attack, came to the front of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building. They came to the building at around 9:02 a.m. in morning in a large rental truck. The truck contained significant amounts of explosives. The explosives were triggered and the entire front section was blasted to pieces. 168 people were killed and over 650 people in the building, as well as the surrounding buildings, were injured. Unfortunately, 19 children also passed away that day.
Look who read over the weekend and took lots of color-coded notes. Anyways, does anyone have any ideas for the motives for the bombings? Yes, some of them.
Like usual, I haven't read because I never do, and I finished my study guides at lunch. But like usual, I'm going to use random logical assumptions to answer your question and take all the participation points. So Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols, who were the main conspirators, were both trained in the army and believed in the idea that government raids had started to become increasingly violent and militaristic, and felt that they needed to make a statement against them. His view was that the government had started to turn on their people, and he believed that the root cause of the disastrous event was an extreme ideology based on suspicion of the federal government.
Wow, nice. It seems like you guys all read your book this weekend.
Actually, he just asked people from early periods.
Yo, this is in India. You don't rat others out. That's what the R and ROAR stands for. Respect your community. Don't rat other people out.
Hey, that is against the policies of academic integrity and what the school stands for. And we don't appreciate cheating here. I majored in the domestic issues of US in middle school. The legacy of the OKC bombings was huge. During its time, the Oklahoma City bombings had immediate effects. In the wake of attacks, the government passed Anti-Terrorism and Effective Death Penalty Act of 1996. This act contained several provisions that were created to provide justice to the victim of the terrorist attacks, as well as harsher penalties for those committing terrorist attacks. Congress also enacted legislation which required the manufacturers to put chemical taggants in their dynamites so it could be tracked to them. Another act, Victim Allocation Clarification Act, gave the victims of an attack the idea to witness the trials and offer testimonials. More after just weeks after the bombing, the federal government required all federal buildings in federal cities to be surrounded with jersey barriers in hope of preventing future attacks. Long-term buildings were also required to be built further away from streets and constructed with truck-resistant barriers to provide more safety from potential truck bombings. The bombings has also changed the U.S. as it forces the United States to enforce and think about new ways to increase the safety of its people. The United States has been forced to be more careful, and the government had to create more precautions in order to prevent a similar attack in happening today. Today, the buildings were created to withstand bombings, and measures are taken that create a bomb that's more difficult but easier to track as well.
No, first you rat other people out. Now you think this is speech and debate.
Nice explanation. Okay. Well, another event was the Chemical Weapons Accord with the Soviet Union.
Sir, I have prepared a speech about this topic.
Oh my god.
Not another one.
Gorv, shut up! I didn't even assign a speech.
It's okay, I did it anyways. So as I was saying, this is about the Chemical Weapons Accord. The Chemical Weapons Accord was a bilateral agreement between the United States and the Soviet Union in order to agree to destroy all the dangerous and nuclear weapons that the country had taken possession of and created ever since the tension had come between the US and the Soviet Union. Furthermore, it was a pact created by both these countries to destroy all their chemical weapons in order to ensure that no harmful weapons would be in possession of either of these countries. Many of these weapons were mainly stockpiled due to the Cold War and prevented invasions from occurring in either country. In this agreement, President Bush was able to match President Gorbachev's words in 1987. The United States would stop making chemical weapons. In 1991, President Bush canceled the request to spend $169 million for chemical weapons, and also called for both sides to monitor each other as well as a weapon used to ensure there would be control over such weapons. By 1997, the United States was able to destroy approximately 90% of its chemical weapons, and would also push to immediately destroy its stockpile of poison gas weapons. and this would also be able to lead President Bush for pushing for sanctions in countries which use chemical weapons. The Baker-Shevardnadze statement between both representatives of each respective country would agree to put their weapon use and supply of weapons at an all-time low. Through the agreement, the United States and the Soviet Union would also destroy almost 5,000 tons of their weapons.
Sure. I'm out. I'm leaving. Alright everyone, now we're gonna do some group work. Everyone find a partner.
Samba? Mr. Non-Holt, can we have groups of 3?
What? But Gaurav D doesn't have a partner and we have an even number of people in the class. They should fit perfectly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's okay, sir. I already finished the project 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
To be the best student possible. Number 1 in marks always. No excuses. I just keep pounding.
Okay, now that we're done with the first part of the project, we're going to find partners for the second part. So.
Yo, girl, I'm free.
Yeah, you wish. Shallow, can you be my partner?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Wait, dude, how do you don't understand freaking chemical weapons card? Look, it says right here. Why are you dozing off? Okay, look, the chemical weapons card. It had to happen. It had stuff to happen with the Soviet Union, right?
Shut up.
And so, shut up. Okay, so the chemical weapons card.
Well, Shallow, do you work out?
No, let's work on this. So, Bill Clinton researched the Democratic Party and undermined the prior Reagan Revolution. Under his leadership, the United States enjoyed a strong economy and underwent a period of liberalism. His administration marked the rise of the Democratic Party, resulted in a surge of domestic legislation countering violence, prioritizing education, conserving the environment, and increasing welfare. However, the Lewinsky scandal also marked Clinton's presidency as people harbored distrust and moral dissatisfaction with political leaders.
I could be your Monica Lewinsky.
Another one.
Another one!
Oh, no, sorry, I got all this stuff to study for, I'm really busy, I got a lot of stuff to do, got to study for my exams,
Oh, okay, that's cool. You want to eat somewhere after class?
Nah, I'm really good, yeah.
I like a boy with good scores.
I don't get why people have girlfriends. They're always hanging around and touching, and it's so disgusting. I got other things to do. I got all these stuff to study for, and APUSH, man, gotta strive for that 5.
Okay, class, I think we had a lot of history today. Now you can go out and play during recess.
Let's book it!
Woo!
Hey guys, can I play too? Wait guys, wait, I wanna play.
Oh my god.
Close the door, close the door on us.
No, I wanna play! Oh man. Hey, don't be mean.
There's some defense.
Jordan a drive, hangs, fires, yes!
Wow, nice move, girl. Just like Jordan.
Hey, who's that Michael B. Jordan? I only know Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Why don't we play cricket instead?
Shut up, Gaurav. Michael Jordan is the greatest known basketball player of all time. He was 6-time NBA champion, 5-time NBA MVP, and 14 times NBA All-Star. He revolutionized the game with his dominance in the league with his athleticism. He popularized the Jumpman logo and the Jordan brand, and he led the 95-96 Bulls to the former regular season record of 72-10. Wow.
very good at basketball, but I like to have my fun. Okay, recess is over. Everyone's back inside. Alright. Class, as today is the last day of APUSH, I want you to all know that I have enjoyed teaching each and every one of you in my class, although some less than others. But I hope I have taught you something this school year and that you have developed an interest and liking for the history of our great nation, America, not Nigeria, America. Education? Education. Education. You see, education has always been very important to me. And because it's so important, I think about education all the time. I think about it more than I think about my dog. I think about it more than I think about my cat. In fact, sometimes I think about education so much, I don't feed my dog or my cat. Education comes from the core word, edumacation. And edumacation has a long past of helping children learn what needs to be done. In the olden days, education meant learning how to sow the seeds of knowledge in your brain. And these seeds of knowledge in your brain would teach you how to grow the seeds of potatoes. And from these potatoes, you would get French fries. And you would sell French fries, and you wouldn't starve. Education is the reason people don't starve. Education. Thank you. Thank you too.
Yeah, I have prepared a speech for each and every one of you guys, so it will only take 5 hours after school. So please just stay, okay? Just stay for a little time, it's very nice.
No.